back by popular demand. It's the weekly whatever, our weekly show where we talk about whatever we want. This week on the show, we are talking the Survivor finale. It's all over, folks. Probably one of the best seasons of all time.
Hell
Definitely
yeah.
the best with no returning players. Just absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
So, we're going to be diving in for the whole episode. So, buckle up.
Hell yeah. So while we're talking Survivor, we are playing Black Ops 2.
Yeah, this fun game.
This
was a good game, guys.
It was a game. It was an okay game.
Yep. It was all right.
It was super all right. All right. Are you ready?
I am so ready because you're like really
good.
structuring this episode. Like you've come to me and you said,
Oh,
I got a lot of ideas
I've
for
got
how we're gonna run
structure.
this, so I'm pumped.
Yeah. I've got structure. And apparently we're not even on the same team in this game, so that's interesting.
What?
You sniped me in the back, and I was a little confused as to why that happened.
'Cause I'm the goat.
Yeah. You are a goat, like. You belong on a farm. Okay. Are you ready? Once it starts, it doesn't stop.
Okay, do it.
Okay. So, it's over. We're done. Wrapping it up. Mr. Tony.
Tony
Taking it home.
Tony the Tiger took it home.
After a season.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
By this
He
at all.
He controlled the whole season.
He did. And that's why I kind of like, even though I was really bummed out that Spencer didn't like bring it home. Like I really wanted him to do it just because he's like A, an underdog, and B, the Brains tribe. They're my people.
They're your people.
They're my people. I wanted them to win that.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
So.
Yeah, I want to really get right into that that final. Sorry, I got really distracted. That's the final 2, and not final 3.
That was one of the best moments. Like I loved that.
Yeah.
Because not only like we've been saying for like a long time that a final 2 would be way better.
Yeah.
A final 3 is always one person who doesn't get any votes, and they're just kind of just hanging out.
Yeah.
And it's weird, and then it makes it because there's like 9 people on the jury and 3 people, so potentially there's the possibility of a tie. It just seems odd.
Yeah.
And I miss it being a final 2. That actually brings up a point that, like, to me, this season was kind of a no-nonsense Survivor. It was like Survivor without any frills. There's no Redemption Island. It's not a final 3. It's kind of back to basics.
Yeah.
And I thought that was great. And that's one of the reasons why this season was so strong to me.
I agree. I think it was the right mix of players. I think, there was a lot of players that actually came to play Survivor.
Yeah,
and
as Jeff said.
Yeah. They weren't just
100%.
there hanging out, hoping to get to the end. These players wanted to make a move and get themselves to the end, and that made all the difference in the world.
Completely. And I think we're going to see that shift in the casting in the future as well. I hope, because Jeff actually addressed it and said people here are playing to win, and the season was more entertaining for it, and he gets that. So that means that I hope it'll be like that in the future.
I hope so, but I think that's always their goal. They just don't know. They straight up don't know who's gonna be good and who's just gonna kind of float, because he publicly apologized because he was so hard on Spencer.
Yeah,
Spencer goes out and then he does really, really well. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Spencer again.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what I was thinking. It's one of my notes is Blood versus Water. I would not be shocked if Spencer and his sister, who appeared in the finale, are a duo.
Oh, that's actually a really good point. I didn't consider that. I figured, I think there's going to be a couple players coming back from this season. I think.
Yeah. I don't want to see GTA again. But...
No, I really don't think she's one of them. And if she is, something really wrong happened. I know Jeff talked about Cass coming back a little bit.
Did he?
Yeah, and it wasn't on the finale, but he
Okay.
did talk about it in an interview. He said 3 out of the final 4 you could realistically see being invited back. Whether or not they'd come back, I don't know. But and the 4th, the one odd man out was Wu. That probably wouldn't get the call.
That doesn't surprise me.
No.
That guy's not in it to win it.
He's in it for the
He's in
honor.
it for the honor.
Man. You know, there's a lot of honor
bro.
in losing to the best.
What are we doing? How do I spell their name?
Oh, that's
that was
so
one of the
funny.
funniest things Cass ever did. Oh man, that's great.
I fucking loved how he's trying to figure out if there's a tie at tribal. That was so like funny. That was just the funniest.
Do we fight for it?
Do we fight for it? Do we build a fire?
You built a fire? Like I don't know. Oh man,
so funny.
So yeah, exactly. This season just unbelievably good.
Yeah.
I actually had to rewind it because they had all those quotes like at the end when they're like announcing the next season, and it was all these quotes saying how so and so season was like the best season ever, so good.
Right.
And I was like, obviously talking about Brains, Brawn, and Beauty, and I was like, wait, that didn't say Brains, Brawn, Beauty, what? And I had to go back and I'm like, it says Blood versus Water. Oh no, they're gonna do Blood versus Water again.
Yeah.
And that made me sad. Did you like Blood versus Water a lot?
Yeah, we're kind of jumping ahead, but that, I mean, it's fine. It was the exact question I was gonna ask you. Is like, what do you think? Like, what do you think is gonna? What do you think the season's gonna be like next year? Because, you know, Blood vs. Water, it was okay. It was a fairly decent season.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was solid. I didn't like hate.
No,
everything.
I thought
Tyson played
the
shit out of it.
He played a game, yeah, and. You know, I mean, I remember the very beginning where they made, you know, them just vote people out, and it was just like, oh, okay, that sucks.
Yeah.
And that was really hardcore, and I was like, okay, I'm interested. Let's do this. The whole season was not wall to wall amazing, kind of like this season was. But I'm open to it at least.
Yeah, I think if they cast as well as they cast this season, basically anything can be awesome. Right? Would you agree with that? I mean, it's kind of hard to fuck up.
That's the thing, is it all kind of comes down to casting, and I'm hoping they bring back. Yeah, I mean, see, this is the thing. With Blood versus Water, you kind of have to bring players back.
You think so?
Right? I think
it couldn't be randos and their family members.
But I think it
wouldn't work as well.
Yeah, I think the impact is just like, yeah, I mean, I don't care. Who's this guy? Like, I don't fucking give a shit. It's like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, why do you give a shit about like anyone then?
Well, because you've seen them before, you have a reason to care about them. I don't know. I just think they set a precedent for themselves that I don't know if they're gonna stray away from.
Yeah, I mean, my only thing would be like, if they're gonna do it, like, I don't care if it's Blood vs. Water as long as they stick with the no frills approach of not having Redemption Island, not having Exile Island.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't want to see that anymore. I'm glad it's gone.
Yeah, that
you know?
That occurred to me too, is when, because you know, a big part of Blood versus Water is going to watch the duels, right?
Yeah.
So
I wanted that one. That would have been hilarious.
Yeah, you almost turned on me because I was hip firing. LOL. So yeah, I don't want Redemption Island to come back. I like the, you know, no frills, as you've said. Just, you know, let's play some Survivor. Once, if you fuck up, you're gone, and then that's it.
Yep.
All right, so let's jump back here. The final 3. Spencer has lost at this point.
He sure did.
He's totally blown it. He was ahead, and then somehow, some way, Cass comes back and beats him.
Epic comeback. Like, good for her, but I was so sad
Yeah,
Spencer
that
didn't pull
hurt.
that out.
I think the entire Survivor fan base, outside of Cass's family, was like, "Oh, come on!" Like, just heartbroken at how that went. I think everyone really wanted to see Spencer pull it out, because he's such a likable guy, and he's just totally crapped on the whole season.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was tough. But you know, I really think we're gonna see him again.
I fucking hope so, because his read, his recognizing that Jeff did not say the chance to plead your case in front of your peers, like
That was incredible.
epic. That
Absolutely
was like,
incredible.
You are my hero for like picking up on that. Like,
yeah.
Did you see that? Were you like, oh, he didn't say it? I didn't.
No, not at all.
That was
crazy. Not at all.
And then he uses it to his advantage, and he goes and he tells Tony like, "This is what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And you better take me." That was such a good plan. I
Brilliant
thought Tony
plan.
was gonna do it for sure.
Yeah.
Makes complete sense.
Yeah.
Because.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't really all that important, but apparently that information was already kind of like available before the finale. Was like people already knew it was gonna be a final 2, not a final 3, like fans.
Oh.
Not the cast members, but the fans.
Okay.
And like it was already. What the? Fucking.
Somebody tweeted it or something.
Jeff kind of, I think he said it in an interview. It's like they don't know it yet, but it's a final 2 or something like that. I don't know when the interview came out, but I'm pretty sure people were aware of it. And so when I didn't see that, I didn't know that, but I feel like that really would take a lot away from the viewing experience if you knew it was a final 2, and then you see Spencer pull this out of his ass and just like, hey, he didn't actually say it's like, you know, you're done.
Yeah.
And
I was like, my face lit up because it's just, oh man, final 2. This is the dream.
Yeah. The dream was alive. Okay. So for those of you that have been watching all of our videos, or at least the Survivor stuff, we made predictions based on virtually no information other than a picture of the castaway and their profession and where they live. So we challenged each other to make a prediction who's going to win the game based on just that information. And here's what we said. But I need to ask, who's your pick to win?
Cass, the attorney on the Brains tribe.
Okay. My pick to win is he was the martial arts instructor.
Oh,
Young
yes.
Woo Huang.
Young Woo.
Yes. Okay. So.
Okay.
Like. we nailed it. We were pretty good.
We were. Like, how are we that good based on no information, and then with like one episode of information, we like totally just sucked.
Fuck you! Try to snipe me, you piece of shit. Yeah. I know. Like, it fell apart. Sarah had such a good edit. And for clarification, after we saw the first episode, we picked Sarah to be the winner.
Ought to be.
Yeah.
Just because she could read Tony.
Yeah.
And then Tony was like, nope. At least the guy who got rid of our pick to win was the winner, so like you can take some.
You lost to the eventual winners, you know.
That means you're good, right?
Yeah, that's how that works. Well, my team lost to them in the playoffs, and they ended up winning, so we basically came second. I will say, and I'm not too proud to admit this because I like being right, but I said Tony was gonna get himself kicked off.
Oh yeah,
I said he was
repeated that so often. We were like, "Here's Tony, gonna talk his way out of the game.
His way out of this game.
He's gonna have a huge mouth and just totally blow this up."
Now
he's got like no shot. He
He
kept saying that.
He does have a huge mouth, but he just flew by the seat of his pants and always made it work.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm happy to be wrong in this case because he really was a ton of fun to watch. He was great at the game.
This is a guy who played his heart out.
Yeah.
And oh man.
So you know,
Deserved it.
I'll be wrong. Wow. So I'll take it. You know, that's fine with me. I'll be wrong
Yep.
on that one.
That's
But whatever. My initial pick to win was in the final 2, and should have brought yours. So
yeah.
I'll chalk that up as a W for the good guys.
For the good guys. Okay, so like you believe that he should have taken Spence, right?
Oh,
Instead of Wu?
You mean like Tony at Final 4?
Yes.
I think
Because I think what Spencer proposed made complete sense. Like he bet on Wu, and I didn't think Wu would do it. I guess he knows Wu better than I do, and he knew that Wu was gonna go the honor route. But
yeah, I mean that's what Tony is so good at reading people. But here's the thing with the Spencer thing is, I think the deal what Spencer's trying to propose is take me no matter what. I will take you to the final 2. I think that's all well and good. I think he would honor that deal, but I think Spencer would blow him out in the final. And
yeah, I don't think.
I think Tony would know. I think Tony knew that, and so from Tony's point of view, I think it was the correct decision to not bring Spencer.
I don't think it even matters for what Spencer said. Like, here's how I saw it. I was seeing it as if you have Cass and Wu, both of them will take each other.
Yes.
So if anyone other than you wins, you're out. But if you take Spencer, then if you lose, either Cass will get rid of Spencer. So that means even if Spencer takes Cass, you're still like 50% if you lose, if either one of them wins, you know?
Yeah, I don't disagree that, you know, what he did was really risky, but I think he you know, he kind of just does things instinctually, and they worked out a lot. And I think he just kind of felt, I can get Wu to take me, or I can get Cass to take me, or I'm going to win this goddamn immunity. And actually have this is something I want to ask you, because I started to feel a certain way about Tony's game near the end that I would like to see where you were, or where your head was at as you're watching the finale. Did Tony's inability to win immunity and truly close out the game tarnish his game as a whole for you? Or do you think he was just like far and away, this is the guy, he should have, like, there was never a doubt in your mind that this
he
guy
deserved it?
More than absolutely everyone else.
Oh yeah, he absolutely deserved it the most. Like, he can't win a comp, sure, but he can talk his way around every single person on that beach. And I think that's where the game is played for me. Like, the game isn't played in the challenges as much as it is, like, on the beach, you know? That's how I feel. Like, with Rob. Rob is a comp beast, isn't he?
Rob won 3 immunities in his winning season, but the only one that matters is the last one.
That's true. Yeah. Oh, fuck.
I
mean, does it tarnish it for you?
It does a little bit, because, okay, I mean, he didn't account for final 2. He accounted for final 3. And he made the move that he made, saying, I can use this idol. I'm guaranteed final 3.
Awesome.
That's one of the most brilliant moves I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Like,
that
this
was
guy
incredible.
is like playing so much harder than everyone else.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the big things. Like, holy crap, you're amazing.
So he planned really well. He got himself to final 3, but it's final 2. And I don't think his game was complete to final 2. I think he just, I need to get to final 3. I need to get to final 3. Okay, I'm in final 3. Oh god, now I have to win a challenge, and then it was just kind of scrambly. And the fact, and I think Rob played the greatest game that has ever been played, and probably will ever be played. Most complete. Yeah. Because
agreed.
Because
he's so well rounded out there.
It was perfectly well rounded. He was virtually never in danger. And when it came time to win a challenge, to win the game, he did that. And for me, Tony's inability to win the challenge, and then in the end relying on a poor play from someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was a bad decision for Wu to take him. So
Oh, ridiculous.
really, it came down to someone else's mistake for him to win the game, which for me takes a little bit away from how incredible that was. That's it. I think he's still the most deserving player on the show, even over Spencer. But I think Spencer wins if he's in the final.
Yeah.
But it took a little bit away from his game as a whole to not be able to close.
That's cool. I see what you're saying, and that makes a lot of sense. So yeah.
It was a little disappointing. I would have loved to see him really do that, because then it's a landslide, even more so.
Yeah.
I think.
Do you think he would have taken Cass?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I love Cass's face every time people would say Cass, one of the biggest goats in Survivor history. It's just like, what?
God, I don't like Cass at all. And I totally like. Okay, here's the thing: is like, this is another thing I wanted to bring up. Okay, Cass's argument when she's talking to her husband that she was going to plead to the jury is you wouldn't hate me if I made these moves and I was a man. And I first of all, I want to get your opinion. Do you think that's true? Do you think that
I think
just
it's
because
true.
she's a woman, she's seen as a bit really?
Yep. I actually really do. I mean, not in terms of like when Tony's like she's an idiot. Yeah, she's an idiot.
Okay.
She made some really dumb plays. But in terms of the hate that she gets, yeah. If she was a dude, she wouldn't get that kind of hate. It's just, it's a thing that we talked about. It's more prevalent on Big Brother because they're just like at each other's throats.
Yeah.
But yeah, totally.
Okay.
Like, they just get treated differently when you behave a certain way compared to if a man does a similar kind of thing.
Okay. I have to disagree at least somewhat. I think the reason that people hated her, at least especially from a fan standpoint, people hate her because she flipped on Cass and Spencer. That's why people hate her. Straight up. That's
people, audience members, or people
fans
in the game.
I mean, well, that's why
yeah.
why Tash and Spencer hate her too. But
Yeah, I hate Cass. Cass is ridiculous.
Exactly. It was a stupid play. That's why people hate her. In the game, I think people don't hate her, or she doesn't get the hate because she's a woman. I think she gets the hate because she makes really stupid decisions.
Yeah.
See, like, okay. For me, if Tony, is telling Wu information, then Wu goes and tells Cass, I don't think Tony's less pissed at Wu than he would be at Cass. I think he's still just as pissed. I think it's just that it's a stupid decision, and she's just not playing a smart game. So I
think it's events like that aren't the factors that are like, she's talking more to the jury and like how Trish gets all up in her shit and how Morgan got all up in her shit, and that's kind of.
I don't think that's what I think, but I think all the hate was coming from the moves. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. That's what I took it to be. Anyway.
Right. Yeah.
I don't, because she's, they're pleading to the jury. Don't plead. Why would you plead to the jury that, you just don't like me because I'm playing hard and I'm a woman? Like, I think she just needs to. She'd be more justifying the moves rather than.
Yeah.
Things right. Anyway, but I thought that was an interesting argument.
Yeah, I expected argument.
I really would have liked to see how that would have gone. Oh my God, you're such a scumbag! Pull out your sniper, you fucking noob.
I didn't know that was you. That's funny.
Yeah,
I was like,
really funny.
I'm just gonna rush. Whatever.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes when you're just not good at the game. Wow, you just got the business.
You did. I just got out-knifed.
You did. Okay. That was interesting. That was just something that I thought not many people have made that argument. I really would have liked to see how that argument would have gone in the eyes of the jury.
Yeah.
But Wu fucked up.
Who's an idiot?
Yeah, Wu is a big idiot. I don't think it's a landslide 9-0 victory.
If
Maybe,
Wu was there,
yeah.
no.
If Cass was there, maybe it is, but I think the jury is just like, yeah, I fucking totally would have voted for Wu. It's like, I don't think that's necessary. I think it's.
Yeah.
I think someone still throws her a vote at least.
Oh yeah. Who though?
That's a good question. Oh fuck!
No scope headshot.
At least he didn't fucking knife me. I was so afraid of it.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do it this time.
Oh, he's gonna do it this time, the fucking scumbag! God damn it! This fucking kid. Fucking hates you. It's gonna pull my secondary and blast you from now on.
You have a second?
I do have a secondary.
You must.
Alright. Okay. Where are we? Okay, what was your take on the final tribal? Because we had yeah, sit down. We had a lot of bitterness.
There was bitterness, but they didn't vote bitterly, which I thought is cool. Like, yeah, you can be as mad as you want, but then you vote smart. But I'm gonna put a lot of that on Spencer's speech because he's the GOAT. You know?
Yeah.
Would you agree?
I honestly, I told you how I was taking notes throughout the show.
Yes.
And I was really upset with the amount of bitterness. I was like, I can't believe like these people are so fucking salty. And it's like, just like get over it. Like you lost. And and so I was annoyed for sure. But that said, I don't think Spencer's speech changes anything.
No?
I don't. I don't think these guys are going into Final Tribal with their minds like, I'm voting for Wu. And then Spencer's like, don't vote for Wu, seriously. And then they're like, oh, okay. And I don't think that really happens.
All right.
I think it didn't hurt, obviously. It can't hurt.
Yeah.
But I really don't think it was the deciding factor. Going back to the notes that I was taking, I actually said in those notes, if Tony wins this game, it's because of Spencer. But then thinking about it later, it was like, I don't think that's true. I really don't think that really stands up.
Interesting.
Yeah. But okay, so just some of the questions in general. Trish's question, I mean, was more.
Trish was so intense. That was awesome. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I was like, give this chick an Emmy right now.
That was like, whoa.
It was wow, that hit marker. It was a really impressive. It was a powerful moment. It's not an impressive. Yeah, it was a powerful moment.
Like, cut deep.
And this is more of a strategy question, but you know, her whole thing was swearing on somebody's life. Where are you on that?
On the swearing?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm with Tony. Like, do whatever you gotta do. It's a game. Like, nothing you say matters, if you ask me. Nothing you say has any bearing unless you're like being racist or something. Like, don't be racist.
Yeah, obviously.
Do whatever you gotta do.
Yeah. Okay. I'm with you. Like, to me, it means nothing. Like, it's just words.
Yeah.
Like, you swearing on somebody's life doesn't end their life if you break their promise.
I know, yeah. It's like immortal soul or whatever she was talking about. It's like, okay, whatever.
It's, you know, I think in the confines of a game, you know, you say what you gotta do. Like, when you're a kid, it's like, oh man, I swear to God, like constantly. It's like,
yeah.
I know, man, I swear to God, I didn't take that. And it's like, fucking, yeah, you did. Like, but God doesn't then kill you. Like, it's just words.
That'd be fucked up.
That would be a little fucked up. So yeah, I'm right there with Tony and you there. It's not, I think Trish is a little bit over. Wow, that was a dirty quick scope. So yeah, I'm with you. Okay. Okay. Here's my thing. Tony, had a people went into that tribal, and I was like, this guy's got no shot at winning because everyone's just like shitting on him. And I think it was Jeffra or somebody's like, own up to your game.
Yeah, that was Jeffra.
And so he's like, I thought he was, but apparently he wasn't at all. And I was
well,
like,
to her, he was making excuses instead of just saying, I'm the bad guy, and I did it because I want to win, which is what she wanted to hear, I think.
I guess I was kind of reading between the lines because that's what I heard. It was like, yeah, I did this because I'm trying to fucking win. And I don't know. So I was like, man, he's got no shot because they're going in. Their questions are doing them no good. They're just going in there to shit on him.
Yeah.
They don't actually care what he has to say. Now, on the flip side, Wu, granted the decision to take Tony was stupid.
So dumb.
Super dumb. However, I thought the argument that he was making in the interview before making his decision, or before going to Final Tribal, rather, that, you know, I want to beat the best. I want to be the best by beating the best. It's like, okay, that's a decent argument. That's a decent thing.
No, it's not. That's fucking stupid.
Well,
it's
no. I think that's I'm standing by that. I think that's a decent argument. I think in the confines of Survivor and like what you do to win that game, I think it's a bad decision. I'm not arguing that it's not a horrible decision to take Tony.
Okay.
But
so how is it good?
Because it's, you know, it's like this is what I live by. This is who I am, and this is how I'm playing the game. And I think he did a very bad job of kind of pushing that in Final Tribal, that, you know, I'm just trying to beat the best. That's all I'm trying to do. Or beat the toughest competition. And that's it. Oh shit, my teammates.
There were like 3 teammates behind you, and I was like, oh no. And I get tubbed.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So I thought it was about as good of an argument as he can have.
Well, yeah.
Right.
That's all you can do at that point.
Yeah.
It's not like you can say, I made all these strategical moves, and, you know, I was an integral part of this operation.
Here's I mean, this, if that's me, and that would not be me because I'd play a fucking sketchy game. But
sketchy.
So fucking
sketching out right now.
Sketching out all over Tribal. Okay. But if that's me and I'm Wu in that situation, I say, well, yes, Tony lied to you all, and he backstabbed you and blindsided all of you, and yeah, he probably did it and got you out. I got to the end without having to do that. So like he had to lie and backstab and just betray all of you. I didn't have to do any of that. I'm still here. Right? Like I think that's the argument.
That's just because he was in Tony's pocket.
Well, I mean that depends on the jury's interpretation of it. I don't disagree with that.
I love Spencer's question. The dog analogy was so good.
That was amazing.
He gave it to him.
That was incredible.
I was like, God damn.
Yeah. I was really impressed with Spencer.
Oh yeah.
The whole last episode, it was just remarkable. He's got to come back, man. Ooh, that's a bad shot. Okay, where are we? All right, after Tribal, the votes, the final Tribal, were you surprised? Did you have predictions on how the vote would go?
No, I didn't take the time to puzzle it out. It was like 5 a.m. at that point.
Sure.
And I was like, all right, let's see what's gonna happen.
All right.
But I definitely felt like Tony was gonna win.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just based on how it normally goes down, I figured it would be like the person who doesn't win gets like kicked 1 vote, and that's about it.
Yeah. That
because
yeah.
know?
No, go on.
I don't know. That's just kind of usually how it goes down, right? There's always like one person with like none, one person with like 1, and the rest go pretty much the same way.
Yeah. I it was so the last tribal was so misleading. For me, I had it being 5-4 in Tony's favor, which was very wrong.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't thinking along the same lines as you were, which ended up being correct, as it was an 8-1 vote for Tony.
Yeah.
Complete landslide. But yeah, I had
Except for
5-4.
fucking Tasha. Like, what's on her mind?
I don't know what that vote was. I think she just really wanted to draw the eyes with Wu's name, and could not figure out how to do it with Tony, unless she was doing Toonie, which would make much less sense. So, yeah, I think that must have been the only thing behind
That's
that.
Be it. 100%.
Yeah, confirmed right here on the show.
Yep.
Okay.
How pumped were you to see Yvette Nicole Brown? She's showing up on all these shows, man. Showing up on Talking Dead.
Where the hell was Yvette Nicole Brown? What?
Did you see Yvette Nicole Brown in the reunion?
No.
She was in the crowd.
Oh, well, she didn't do anything, so I'm not really that pumped. I mean, she can just be a person.
She was right next to Tyler Perry the whole time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I honestly, I had no idea. I was busy looking at Tyler Perry, I guess. I don't know what that says about me, but
sense. I mean, it's Yvette Nicole Brown, so I mean, not exactly gonna draw.
You said it, man. I don't know.
We gotta reshoot this whole thing.
That's it. It's over. No, there's no editing. This is the lazy version. Oh man. No.
My apologies to Yvette Nicole Brown if you're watching this.
Which she obviously is.
Of course. I mean, she's a Survivor fan, so obviously.
She used to go on Probes' talk show all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw her on there a bunch. She was really good. She's awesome though.
Wasn't that talk show like before Community even started?
It started before Community even started. It ended not too long ago.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So it was while she was still on the air. So yeah, okay. I think that wraps up most of the stuff. So that was specifically about strategy in the game.
What did you think about the format of the finale? Having it like Jeff kind of hanging out and going into the green room, doing all this weird kind of silly stuff.
Read my mind. That was literally, and I hate using that word. My next question. Those were the next words out of my mouth. I liked it, honestly. I thought
it was fun.
Yeah, it was different. It was a little bit more of a thing. And Jeff said they wanted it to be more of an event, and it was more of an event.
Oats.
So yeah, I liked it.
I'm down to continue with that for sure.
Yeah. What did you think about how they did the family visit this year?
That's what I was gonna bring up next. I liked it. I was like,
Really?
yeah, because I don't really enjoy them competing together. It kind of just bugs me how like someone who brings this huge jack dude is gonna have an advantage.
That's true.
Because I was like with Tony and his friend, I was like, well, you're better off this way because he's definitely gonna help you in the challenge. But then it turned out to be immunity, and it didn't go down like that.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. My only real gripe with it was just like they're just kind of hanging out, and then all of a sudden your fucking family's there. Like it wasn't this big build-up emotional thing, and it was just kind of like, all right, here's it's Cass and her husband.
It still had the emotional impact when Tony was like so sad. His wife was there. I was like, oh man.
It still did, but I think if they do it the way that they have for years, I think that's like, oh man.
Yeah.
Like that's a thing right there.
That is definitely a thing.
Yeah.
What did you think? Were you like, what the hell? Because when the boat's coming in and Tony's like, hey, isn't that your husband? How did she not recognize him first?
That occurred to me. I think would have been yesterday, 2 days ago, this morning. I don't know. It all blends together. It did occur to me, but not for a while. It's just like, wait. How did he know what?
Yeah, it's bizarre. I mean, I guess they all kind of hang out when they're getting on the plane, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But that was extremely weird. The only well, another thing is this. like it was like, okay, here's Cass and her husband, and then everyone else is just like kind of already hanging out. What? All right. No, your teammate.
Nice teammate.
Like, yeah, it was like Cass and her husband. They got this like awesome run up the beach kind of fucking scenario, and then everyone else is just kind of like, all right, we're already hanging out, and it was like, well, they didn't really get a moment on air that I would have actually liked to see. Cause
the fuck just blew me up. Oh.
Excellent way to come back. So here's the thing. We normally like to take about 20-minute intervals and stop after that. But because it's Survivor and we both fucking love Survivor so much, we kind of forgot. And that was like a 40-minute segment, and I ran out of recording space. So we lost some of the discussion. But I believe we were talking about the family visits and how I was a little disappointed that only Cass really got a moment in the actual edit with her husband.
Yeah. Yep. That was weird. It was kind of just pushed into the end there.
It was
very strangely.
Yeah, like I like that we got to skip the going through the memory of all the castaways and stuff. I like that, but
yeah,
this just
I don't really like it.
No, this felt a little crammed in, a little rushed. But
But I like that they're not doing challenges together, because to me it always feels like whoever brings like a jacked husband or whatever just has an advantage.
Yeah.
Like Tony sitting there with his friend, like he was upset that his wife wasn't there, but he would have had an advantage in the challenge if they were actually doing it.
They would have.
Unfortunately, they went straight to immunity, and doing the audience thing is actually kind of neat. But anyways.
Yeah.
Moving right along.
Yeah.
There's the chance that I said those words at the end.
It's possible. We don't exactly know what has been said. We got a pretty good idea. I don't think we talked about Sprint and no phone.
That was something I wanted to mention, because usually they get a phone, they get a nice little phone, and they say Sprint is awesome and you should go buy Sprint phones, and then you go buy some Sprint phones. No, you don't. And then later at the reunion, Sprint sponsors the fan vote, which gets $100,000, and in this case, that almost definitely would have gone to Spencer, and I wanted to see him get that, but this season there was no Sprint at all.
Yeah. Honestly, if I'm Spencer, I'm a little ticked at that.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted to see him win that as well.
Game.
But I mean, yeah, he's got to think like, I'm in there, right? Like, I'm the guy. Everyone seems to love me. I'm getting 100 G's, even though I failed and didn't break the top 3, but he probably would have gotten the top 2 anyway. Maybe he would have. Who knows? But yeah, that's pretty funny, man. So it's too bad that there wasn't the fan player of the season. I had that in my notes as well.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Yeah, of course.
We are on the same wavelength.
We really are. So okay, where are we? We covered that. That was much earlier in the show because we think very alike, and you beat me to it. Okay. I would like to know which of the cast members from this season would you like to see back, and which ones do you think are the most likely to come back?
Okay. Well, I want to come back 100% Spencer.
Yeah.
I would want to see Tony again because he plays so hard. It's unlikely because he won. I mean, maybe he would. There have been winners on him before, multiple times, obviously, so it's possible. I would love to see him again.
Yeah.
I would like to see... Okay, I would not want to see Cass again because she plays terribly.
Yeah.
And she thinks she's a genius and she's not.
Yeah.
Et cetera, et cetera. Is there anyone else I would really want to see again? Tasha was good because she was pretty clever. She was really, really good at challenges.
Yeah, she was a comp.
So, I mean, yeah. Wouldn't
Okay.
be opposed to seeing her again.
Yeah. I think she's one of the more likely ones to come back. People
Yeah.
loved her. And yeah, she was pretty decent strategically. She was kind of working with Spencer, and we don't really know which one of them was the brains. Probably Spencer, but you can't really know. They were both kind of on the same wavelength of like kind of messing with Tony and making him paranoid to keep themselves in the game longer, and it worked out. So
It did.
I think that Spencer was a lot of the strategy behind that, and we saw him go pretty deep with that. But yeah, no, I think Tash is probably one that's gonna come back. I think Spencer's gonna come back. I would love to see him back. I agree with you. I don't want to see Cass. I think she's just not good at the game. She's so smug. For someone
It's
that
brutal
makes,
watching that smirk.
Oh.
Like having to sit and watch her gloat after she won that immunity was brutal.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, it hurt so much that Spencer was leaving and that she was so smug that she was getting out Spencer. I was just like, God fucking damn it. It's like I don't approve. But you know, I mean, she's kind of a villain. She's not the typical villain, but she kind of is.
Well, she's a villain, yeah. She's a bad person. She will blow up your game. She'll blow up anyone's game. And not for any particular reason. Not to advance herself. To screw herself over. She'll blow up your game.
Yeah.
She just doesn't understand that what she's doing is going to ruin her shit.
Yeah.
She does it anyway. But she progressed so far because everyone hates her guts.
Yeah.
Because she's so dumb.
Yeah, she played that Big Brother game.
Yeah.
Where, yeah, she's just gonna, you know, be the villain so everyone will take you to the end and no one will vote for you, which is exactly what happened. Oh, I just missed.
Watch that kill cam.
I totally did.
You're
I'm a horrible person. I'll watch the next one, I promise.
Not the next one. That one's probably gonna suck.
Yeah, you're probably never gonna kill me again.
Oh, shots fired.
You know what, bud?
So what's next on the docket? What else did we miss?
The docket, well, we're kind of coming to the end because we covered so much, and you were right along with me on a lot of the topics.
Yep.
The one thing I've got here is what were your overall thoughts, the season, the cast, tribe makeups? Because we didn't really talk about it too much. Is the you got brain, the brains, Braun and Beauty. Just overall thoughts.
I thought it was great. It's like to me this season, like I keep saying it, but I say it because it's so true. Just that. It's just bare bones, stripped down, like final two, like no redemption, no exile, no nothing. It's just, I mean, to have this split for the tribes of the brains, Braun and Beauty, like whatever, that was over after like what, 3 or 4 weeks?
I think it was 4
and it was
episodes,
just,
yeah.
it was just awesome.
3, 4? I don't know, fucking know.
3 or 4.
No, it was 4. It was 4.
Yeah.
4. Yep.
This season, just so good.
Oh my God, these shots. Yeah, I completely agree. Best one in years. Almost no comparison to some of them. But lately, honestly, it's been really good lately. So it's hard to.
Yeah.
And this season for me, man, like this pushes Survivor to like my favorite show, like so far.
Bumps it over Dollhouse.
I think it does. I just had such a good time watching the season, watching the show every week. It's like, fuck yes, it's Survivor night.
Hell yeah,
Like,
it's Survivor night.
Let's go. I love it, man, and I can't wait. Even though it's another Blood versus Water, which I'm a little iffy on, but I can't wait for the season in the fall.
Oh yeah. I honestly was like legitimately like so bummed when I found out that I was gonna miss the finale because I'd be in Cuba.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, what am I gonna do?
Yeah. Yeah, and like, if you're gonna miss something, that's a good reason to miss it. But yeah, that was.
Yeah.
It was It was too bad. I honestly, I was a little bummed that you were gonna miss it too, because you know we watched the episodes together, and usually.
Yeah, like recently not so much, but yeah.
But when we can, and hey, I love doing that because we do think very similarly about a lot of the episodes. So when I'm gonna see the finale and you're not here, it's like, who the fuck am I gonna talk to? Like, I need to talk about my feelings in this episode, and I just had to sit on it, and I just made notes for this instead. So, can I get out of this fucking thing now, please? Oh, I'm dead? Okay, that's neat, I guess. Yeah, so man, this season it was such a big part of my week for TV watching and everything like that. It's gotta be my #1 show.
Yep. I see it. Yeah, it's definitely so good this season.
Yeah. We'll see.
And yeah, exactly. We'll see. Hopefully the casting is this good in the future.
Yeah.
And let's hope for an awesome Blood versus Water too.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, I can't think of a better way to end it than that. I think that's just dandy. I think that's going to wrap it up. If you have anything else to say it now or forever hold your peace.
No, my piece is gonna stay holstered.
All right. Well, that is going to do it for us. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, let us know below. Comment on it, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you want to see any more of the videos we put out. We might talk about Big Brother, which starts up in a couple weeks.
Oh, we definitely will talk about Big Brother. Let's not even do that.
Hopefully it's not.
Expect an episode in a couple days where we do our predictions of based on the cast, just straight up.
And which are the final two?
Yeah, they will, or they'll almost be the final two, and it'll get.
Mine will be in the final two.
Ooh, we'll see, bud. We'll see how honorable your guy is.
I gotta get. He was so honorable that he won $50,000. How much did Cass win? Yeah, I'm chalking that up as a W. My boy Woo. All right. Oh my God! What? Watch that.
Oh, I didn't. I actually didn't watch it.
Oh my God! I wouldn't either. I'd feel really bad if that happened to me. All right. I killed myself. All right.
To go.
That's perfect. That's good. We're done, guys. Stay tuned.
Games and television.
Yes, it's coming. That's it. We're out. We'll see you guys next time.